Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Total War Arena. So, we're just going to take a bit of a look at the Wardogs again today. I've had these tier 7 Wardogs for quite a while now, and yeah, I never really played them very much, but every now and then I have a couple of games with them. Slowly progress a bit further. We've got them pretty well fully upgraded now, at least for what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing either of these two upgrades. So we've got all the sort of handler upgrades and most of the dog upgrades that I want. And we're just going to be working down towards the tier 8s. This is the day before the 3.1.14 patch is going to come out. So unfortunately, they've not yet got the missile block upgrade. But that's something that's going to be coming for them shortly. So we'll maybe have another look at these guys once that patch has come out. And we're also going to get access to different consumables. So maybe that'll change a little bit how we play them. But at least in the meantime, I think we should just hop straight into a game with these guys and see if we can have some fun killing some pikemen. So we are loading into battle with our Wardogs. Not the bad map for it, to be honest. I probably would have gone for this map. But kind of going to be interesting to see what we are going to be getting moving up with us. Are these guys here? Caesar infantry. For a solo player, that's not kind of what I would have gone with. It's going to be interesting to see what and if anything useful comes with us to the forest. I've got some strange people loading up here. We've got some slingers, which is good, but pikemen, which isn't good, although it looks like they're perhaps falling back to defend the artillery player anyway. Cavalry, Romans, more Romans, and some Romans there. Well, we've got slingers coming with us, which is at least some positive. See if anything's going to make a rush for the flag point will be kind of interesting. We've got to be careful here because obviously really vulnerable to ranged units, so got to be kind of careful what we bump into, and I don't really want to be bumping into a lot outside of the forest. And ideally there would be a unit of pikemen stupid enough to wander into the forest down here or something, which would be my prime sort of target, but we just kind of have to wait and see. Let's start to push up the ramp. I could conceivably just send one unit here. Are we going to bump into anything else? Is now the key point and question for this game. Clear the ridge. Cleavers. Not what I've gone for. Not what I want to fight. Pull back. Very good for being avoided by those slingers though, which are going to keep up a nice rate of fire on them. Going to give me an opportunity to move up. I'm going to activate a rebellion because we've got 3 and we only need to activate 1 at a time. I want to try and capture this flag ideally. Go on, I'll get them in enough. Cool. What have we got? More cleavers, barbarian infantry, lots of interesting stuff, and some elephants, but we certainly don't want to have anything to do with them. This is going to open up quite a few opportunities for the slingers. I should suspect. They're at least getting shots in against that enemy elephants now. That enemy artillery we've got to keep an eye out because he could start to fire on us if he thinks about it, because obviously he's going to get good opportunity because he knows exactly where we are, i.e. stood on the flag point. Some Romans down here. A more tempting target. I really definitely don't want to fight those elephants. But so far I'm just kind of holding the flag point, kind of seeing where opportunity is. We're getting a ton of support points, which are kind of being earned a little bit disingenuously because, well, obviously we're providing spotting for these elephants, but no, not exactly contributing a great deal. Down on the floor down below we've got some heavy Romans who are wandering into the forest, which is an error because they're going to get a massive debuff. Look at the debuff these guys get. It is huge. Minus 30% movement speed, 20% melee attack, 20% melee defense, weapon damage, charge impact damage, and 30% movement speed. Don't go into the forest with heavy infantry. Not unless there's a specific reason to, or you've got a plan and know what you're doing. These elephants are having a very nasty time of it, getting quite a lot of hits in the back from these slingers, and obviously elephants have a lot less armour in the back than they do frontally, which is nice for us. I'm going to move off this cap point now. I feel we have sufficient vision for it not be a problem, and I'm more inclined to maybe try and get some into the back of these Romans, maybe. I've not seen any enemy spearmen around, which isn't so good. Maybe as some of these people get into a fight, it's going to open up a bit more of an opportunity for me. Or, the other option we've got, which I'm actually now just considering, is going straight for that enemy artillery. That can do a lot of damage against us. Of course, we don't know where those cleavers are gone. They pulled back up the forest down here, so likely they're loitering around here somewhere, maybe looking for an opportunity to get into us. Or they've gone on the long way flag. They've gone on the long way flag around the top of the map. Now, that's perfect for us. Because that's going to open up this artillery. And dogs are quite good against artillery because, one, they ignore stakes entirely, which means the main defensive artillery is down, and we should expect the artillery to only really have maybe 1 unit of Romans with them. Let's see what we can do here. Let's try and round this corner. Hopefully we're going to get our vision from the enemy is going to be blocked by this rock here until we get a bit closer. going to provide some nice opportunity for us. So we've got some friendly cavalry coming up as well. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Let's start to get a rebellion activated. And once that's activated, we'll get our dogs in. Here comes the enemy sacred band. Perfect. I don't mind killing that at all. Okay, dogs in. We'll get ambush on, so we become immune to strikes. Our dogs are just going to go straight in there. Let's think about how we're going to get... Let's get a unit around here. Those artillery are packed up, so we're not too worried about them. And then we'll continue to provide protection here. Right, okay, we're about to get engaged by these guys down here. This is more interesting. Turn. Fury. Okay, going into focus mode temporarily. Let's get another rebellion activating if we can. No, not the ideal thing to be doing here because we're having to fight in a bit of a back step here. How are our dogs doing? No, causing a fair bit of havoc. Get these guys around and try and rear flank. In a minute, these sacred band at least will take away their positive morale modifier. We're now taking quite a lot of damage. I'm tempted to recall my dogs, although we're having quite a lot of fun killing those guys down there. We've still got our thing activated here. Let's focus a little bit on these guys, maybe. Now, our handlers aren't holding up too well against some of these phalanx formations. Let's go for a slam. Slam, obviously, the best strike that the barbarians have available to them. Makes it absolutely lovely. And we got it in at the right time because they used their hamstring, and of course, half their dudes were already on the floor, so their hamstring didn't really help them at all. What are our dogs doing? Dying is what they're doing. We should have pulled them out when they start to get stuck into those Romans. Yeah, they're a vengeance. Bad move there by me. I should not have done that. Pretty poorly played there by the cavalry. Why were charging to the back of me? They lost all their own charge by doing that. And when they really didn't need to, they could have turned around and rear flanked these guys here, which would have been a much better move. Try and keep our guys going here. I think we're going to have a hard time getting out of this because I'm not that quick. I can escape probably these sacred band, although actually they are multi-AD, so maybe I can't. Keep our slams up. Yeah, having a bit of a hard time with this. Yeah, I think we are probably about there, round about doomed, to be honest. I've only got myself into a bigger fight than I had expected. Keep our slams up. We'll fight on valiantly. Not really a lot I can do. I can't get obviously our rebellion activated or anything like that. We're slowly starting to lose our morale and our ability to continue to fight on. Obviously, we should have pulled our dogs out from that fight earlier on than we do. That was definitely a mistake. But let's see. Are we going to win this battle? It looks like we probably are. This goes to show kind of the limitations of handlers. You know, they can't really get any damage in this sort of situation. Obviously, we are fighting higher tier units. You know, we're really struggling to do much damage when we're so outnumbered against these guys. Because the units themselves aren't that effective in terms of their melee attack and defense. Which kind of limits them a lot. So that is the end of our units. But it looks like we're still going to be winning this game, I think. Getting in some stuff there. We've got quite a lot of stuff back defending our artillery. I'm sure we quite need 3 whole units defending. But still. One guy chasing some dogs around on this part of the base. These are our equivalent dogs over here, having a bit of a hard time against this cavalry, I think, by the looks of it. They're just kind of too outnumbered, even with their dogs released. Not going to be super effective here, and I think they're going to end up routing by the looks of it. Yeah, they are. And then obviously, once the handlers rout, then you lose the whole unit of dogs as well. Really not much to be gained for that. The cavalry is best, should be staying in this fight just to the end now. Just try and keep getting as much damage as they can against the handlers and the dogs, and they should be able to win it. Particularly if they've got a mount kick, which they do, it should be super effective against these dogs. There they go, they've got the flanking modifier on them. Just one man to go. So hopefully we can maintain our lead so far. Our slingers keeping up a good amount of damage. I think they've been playing quite a good game. Where are they? Yeah, they've done quite a lot of damage now. We did do so badly with 2,000 damage. And that's 2,000 genuine damage. It wasn't against Wardogs or something like that where you can get a lot of damage easily. So our guys going there for these pike phalanx. Obviously, pikes are going to be getting another buff in the next patch. The cavalry are probably going to be getting a bit of friendly fire in there. Because they're going to walk into because they ran into their own pikes, you know, going to take a bit of damage. These poor cleavers are going to have a very miserable time of it against these slingers. Look at that damage, just horrific. Obviously, with the tier 8s being just the most awesome slingers in the game, they really are excellent at their tier. Look at that weapon damage, 178. No wonder the poor slingers are taking the cleavers are taking such damage. That is like archer damage, archer level damage, you know. And they also have a rapid fire, do they? Yeah, 35%. He's mad. Get some serious damage there. Although they may be about to get themselves into trouble here. They are indeed. Oh. Okay, not so well played there by the slingers on that part. They're going to try and pull out, I guess, back to their friendly infantry, which is coming up. There's still quite a lot of enemy infantry, the enemy team, whereas we have a lot of support units, you know, cavalry here. This isn't so good for us. All the artillery I thought we had. Oh, they're setting up over here. I'm going to try and keep up some damage by the looks of it on these enemy units down here. So yeah, quite a few interesting options. These tier 8 premiums, these are getting nerfed in the 3.1.14 patch, which is probably out already by now, so these have been nerfed. Not massively though, only a small nerf that's coming in this patch. They're getting kind of stuck into this sacred band. Quite a lot of damage, to be honest, and they're going to end up getting flanked, and if they're not careful, they'll end up routing here. This is where we've got to be careful we don't throw this game away. You know, the enemy still has a lot to play for, and a lot of our points are tied up in this artillery. And I know these guys are trying to hang back to defend the artillery, which I fully understand, but we're going to lose, like, this whole unit here now, you see, because they just got surrounded and routed. I think we might end up losing this fight, given what we've got against us. You know, we've got a lot of points in slingers, which are great as great units, don't get me wrong, but how much are they going to be contributing in this sort of fight? They can probably finish off these cleavers. I mean, stand and fight there. You can kill them. Yeah, there we go. We're now focusing on these Endratus swords, maybe. Going to have to start to get up some damage pretty quickly soon, because you're going to start to get into trouble. These Sacred Band have not played it so well, looks like we got caught up against these pikemen a little bit, which is not going to work so well for them. The pikemen are going to get rear flanked, but it's not really going to matter. They're certainly not going to be routing. If I was the pikeman, I would just completely ignore this. I'll be pushing forwards, trying to keep the damage up on these guys. Although these slingers are doing some serious damage against them. But we have still got Romans coming up here, more Romans here, more spearmen. I think we should be okay. I hope, fingers crossed. We have got the friendly cavalry, and that has managed to kill the enemy cavalry, which is really useful. I mean, that's going to offer a lot of protection to our slingers now. Got these guys coming up with their testudo. I mean, it gives minus 10% movement speed. Yeah, it's really not that bad. What have we got here? Some pikemen coming up fighting a couple of these Romans. Kind of one of those things, you know, where pikemen are quite good early game, where they can block up passages. It provides useful attributes, but when you get into the later game like this, their usefulness really starts to drop off, because there's really not a lot, you know, they're very easy to outflank and maneuver in. They've got no other support with them. And look at this, how much this game is closing in now. Oh dear, and we've still got these Romans to deal with, and this is where the slingers are going to fall down in their ability to do much damage. They're not going to be able to get a lot against these Romans, and this game is getting tighter and tighter. And what have we got? You know, phalanx, which is fine. I mean, at least they managed to get their formation deployed before the anvil got put off. This must be Alexander infantry, which are trying to run out, taking a good chunk of damage against those pikes there. We've lost the rest of our artillery crew. They'd have probably been better off in the situation they were retaining within their stakes that they've got over here, actually. But now we've just got these Romans we've got to deal with, and we've got some slingers left. Depends if our slingers can keep themselves out of trouble. Have they got many multi-AD slingers spearmen left? It doesn't look like they actually have, but they have got these Endratus swords that they're going to be quick, going to be tough maybe for our slingers to avoid them. Trying to keep some damage up against these Romans, but it's not really doing a lot for them. So our cavalry is fully on the run from these multi-spears. Looks like our slingers should be able to get some good shots on them, to be honest, because those multi-spears haven't got a lot in terms of missile defense, and they've got no missile blocking ability like Leonidas does, for example, with Ray Shields, or whatever it was. Fight in the shade, that's the word. So, yeah, maybe a trouble for them. They're not careful. Actually, if they got a whistling shot against them now, I think they'll probably end up routing. So, 52-44. Which way do you guys think this is going to go? I just don't know. Our pikemen, again, routing. Best thing they could probably do is just keep themselves alive. Particularly with these slingers. They're really important to stay alive. Probably pulling back up onto this hilltop is a good move. Our cavalry, so few units left. They can kind of come and go without worrying too much. I don't think they're going to be able to cap out super quickly. Although probably quick enough in the minute 45 we've got remaining. Which is probably why these guys are keeping in the fight. Looks like they lost their multi-spears, which is good. So now all they've got to really worry about probably is these Endratus swords. And there's not that many of them. It might be possible for them to not be too much of a threat and be taken down early enough. These Romans have got themselves in a good position. best thing these cavalry can do is probably keep themselves alive up until the point that cap is getting close now, because you know, you don't want to hit it now when there's still 1:20 left and this cap could get closer. Let this one build up. This is probably one the slingers can't actually hit. Although, oh look, they just came out of Testudo. What did they do that for? That seems like a strange move, because now that's cost them a lot, because it cost them all their cap points. If I was the slingers though, I'd be now focusing down on these guys here. These are then probably the only remaining threat to the slingers that can catch up. I didn't kind of mean for the cavalry to go in there, but doesn't matter, doesn't matter. They're the last speedy threat to the slingers, so long as the slingers don't do anything really stupid. Like that. You've got to be careful with the anvil. They're going to get caught. There's the hammer. It's not going to be enough. That was kind of close. It's a really close game, this. They've got to clear this before... They've still got a hammer left. Don't think they have. We don't know what the cooldown... What's the cooldown on a hammer? Probably about 25 seconds. Let's have a look. It is 25 seconds. God, a font of Total War knowledge. Wow, this has turned into a really close game, but I think we're going to get away with it now. They're certainly not going to cap, and I think these guys have managed to pull enough distance that by the time they use that hammer, it's not going to work for them and they're going to miss out, and our slingers are going to be safe. What a close game. Didn't that not come down to the wire? I thought for a long time we'd thrown that one away, even with the point advantage. It kind of goes to show, though, why, as the opposing team, just because you're massively down on points is not a reason to give up, because once you start to get into the late game, unit composition makes a real big difference. Like that artillery, you know, being in a bad place, getting caught out, you know, just cost 100 points almost just like that at a click of your fingers. You know, so it's very easily, if you're playing well in the late game, to really bring a game back round. You know, those enemy players really nearly did there. You know, a few things done differently and they would have been able to win that one. So, not exactly much of a game with the Wardogs, that wasn't, was it, to be honest? But I'm really short on time today, so I'm not going to be able to do much more. I don't think I've got time for a second battle. But at least I managed to get them out for a bit, and hopefully it was a vaguely interesting game, and at least it was a win, so we're now got a few good bit of decent experience for it. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for lots more Total War Arena content, and thanks guys, I shall see you all on the next video.